Well, a pleasant good evening and welcome to another edition of Georgetown Eagle Baseball, live this afternoon on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Galen, Wellnicki, and thanks for joining us here for the final two-game series of this 19-5A district season. Again, I'm Rob Hipp alongside Galen, Wellnicki. Georgetown, the visitors tonight here at Connally High School, where they call this, I think, the Cougar, Galen, if I'm not mistaken, is what they call it here?
The House of Cougars.
The House of Cougars, what it's called here. Georgetown 23-7-1, 14-0, perfect in 19-5A, as they take on the Connally Cougars here on their home turf tonight, 12-14-1, a 4-10 record. And Galen tonight, Georgetown looking good at 14-0, already clinched 19-5A, but that's not going to allow the breaks to settle off of these Eagles. They want to continue and try to finish out this season undefeated, and Connally is really hungry and clawing for a win here, right, even though they've been eliminated.
They broke a five-game winning streak, losing streak Saturday when they beat Cedar Creek 6-2. So during that losing streak, they were outscored 62-5. So.
Well, tonight we are showing just one camera angle as the rest of our crew had other obligations, but we will bring back the full camera angles back at home tomorrow night to end the season. The temperature out here right now just off of I-35 here at Howard Lane in Austin, Texas. We're at 80 degrees, a nice warm 80 degrees. The wind's out of the east around 4 miles an hour, gusting to 8. Shouldn't be too much of a problem tonight. We'll turn it over now for the public address announcer as they play our country's national anthem. Georgetown Eagle Baseball continues after this. Beautiful playing there of our country's national anthem. Quickly going over the starting lineup here as we are just about to get started. Time now at 6:58. Leading off tonight will be the Georgetown Eagles here leading off. It'll be first, second, and third. The shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. The catcher, number 20, Wild Childress. In the third batting order, the first baseman, number 23, Cole Moore. Cleaning up tonight, the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Neitch, who we had a chance to talk to his mother a while ago. He had a great prom, so we're happy for Ryan, as many of these Georgetown seniors had a good time during their prom. The third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. Batting 6, the designated hitter, number 13, Logan Drake. The hitting sensation will try to get back into rhythm tonight. Batting 7th, the right fielder, number 25, Hunter Savarese. In the 8th order, the left fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson. And finally, at the bottom, last but not least, number 8, Luke Seaback, the second baseman. Galen, I'll let you go over that Connally Cougar lineup tonight, if you don't mind, good sir.
The leadoff will be in center field. It'll be Jason Hedges. Griffin Murphy will be at shortstop. Jeffrey Rudovic will be the catcher, batting third. Matthew McMillan will be the right fielder, batting fourth. Zach Rosales will bat fifth at third base. Mason Mormon, who's on the mound, and he's a right-hander, will be bat sixth. Sean Rosales will be the first baseman. Ian Guthrie will be in left field, and Derek Phillips will be at second base. They will not be using a DH tonight. Mr. Mormon will be hitting for himself.
Well, again, we are just underway. Rouse as well playing tonight. Both these games got rescheduled from Saturday due to the inclination of weather, but things really in the Georgetown area didn't turn out to be much of anything. Leander did continue their game, and they still had a good game, but unfortunately Leander effectively has been eliminated from the playoffs. And Galen, you or I were at Southwestern University calling some NCAA Division III action on Sunday. That was 2 games and 18 innings, man. That was a lot of fun.
And, this is a beautiful setting here. We're kind of in a little man-made valley here. You look out over the left field fence, we're in a sea of green. There's a grove of green trees, and then over the right field, center and right field fence, we've got a green field out there. Everything's real live from the rain, and you'd never know we were in a drought and 4 or 5 inches under normal right now.
Well, the first 2 pitches thrown ball here, of course, leading off for Georgetown. He is the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. The next pitch on the way, got him that time on the fastball for the strike. The early count 2-1. The pitcher tonight on the mound, number 11, Mason Mormon. Catching behind for him at home plate is number 2, Jeffrey Padovic. And Posey is going to hit this one over to the second baseman for an error. That's an E4, and Cole Posey will reach on the E4, Galen.
Catcher number 20, Wyatt Childress.
Yeah, we don't have an official, unlike yesterday when we were doing the NCAA Division III, we don't have an official score working with us today. We're pretty much the official scorers ourselves.
Second in the order here, Wyatt Childress for the Georgetown Eagles, playing catcher tonight as well. Base runner on 1 after reaching on the air is Cole Posey. Here just underway from, what did they call it again? I keep forgetting. They call
the House?
The House of Cougar.
Yeah.
I wonder if they play on the House of Cards. Childress going to try to sack bunt this one here, and he will be out on a 1-3 at first, but Cole Posey will advance over to second. So a nice job there by Wyatt Childress, advancing his runner into scoring position. Georgetown for the first time tonight here early. That moves us to the 3rd in the order. Cole Moore, the first baseman.
We came very close to getting him on base too, because the throw was real low and had to be dug out of the dirt there on there.
Well, we're sitting outside tonight here in the stands, so our new scoreboard, it may take a little bit to get updated as it's a little harder to reach here without a table tonight, but we're doing good. We appreciate, as always, though, the fine hospitality of the folks here at Connally High School. Right-handed delivery on the way to the left-handed pitcher, and that one's going to be called a ball as it goes too far out, and the early count 1-0 on Cole Moore.
This is really a good district in that respect. It's almost everybody in this district is pretty much media conscious and wants the coverage for their teams and their kids.
Mormon on the mound as he kicks up the left leg. The right-handed delivery, and that one tipped foul behind the bat of Cole Moore into the net. And we're tied up at 1 apiece here. Not tied up. The count's even, Galen. Don't want to mislead people.
Well, we are tied at 0-0. I don't think we'll have any goofy rule interpretations like we did yesterday in that doubleheader.
1-1 count here on Cole Moore.
With the difference between NCAA rules and high school or National Federation baseball rules.
Cole Moore steps back in after taking quick time. This pitch too far outside. And now when batter's out of here at 2-1.
Well, we talked about the wind being kind of settled. It's kicking up a little bit now, blowing over toward the left field.
Yeah, and apologize. On that microphone there, we lost the windscreen, so that's where a lot of that's coming from too, Galen. Next pitch on the way too low here. Now it's 3-1 on Cole Moore.
Oh, I don't have my little.
Yeah, we lost that a couple of weeks ago. I've ordered some replacements, but Audio Technica takes a while to get them to us. Mine, I kind of had to patch it up here. It works though, Galen. 2-1, actually the 3-1 delivery. It's not updated on the board there, and that one goes across for a strike. Now a full count at 3-2.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have a situation too like we did yesterday where the starting pitchers in the 2 games, winning pitchers in the 2 games yesterday, combined for over 300 pitches.
The 3-2 delivery is going to reach base on balls. Now runners on 1 and 2 for Georgetown as Ryan Goodnight makes his way up to the plate now. Ryan having a spectacular season, as well as all these Georgetown kiddos here for your hometown Eagles. Again, we apologize for the wind. We'll try to get that settled down a little bit in between innings. Ryan Neitz, his 87th at-bat. He has 30 hits on the season. 19 RBIs, 5 home runs, averages .340 for the Georgetown Eagles. On deck, Jeffrey David. Pitch on the way here, and Georgetown's going to be able to steal over to third. Easy does it for Copo.
We got a double steal on that one.
As Cole Moore will advance over to second. And now runners both in scoring positions on 2 and 3.
Well, just for the heck of it, let's take advantage of this. Ooh, low.
Cole Posey is 17th stolen base of the season. Ryan Neitsch leading all Georgetown Eagles with 25. Pitch there was low. The count 1-1 on Ryan Neitsch. Is that correct, Galen? Yeah, ones across the board. Next pitch, this one's going to ground over to the third baseman, and Cole Posey's going to try to chase home, and he will slide down and not get there in time. He'll be out. However, runners will remain on the corner, so that was a 5-2 on the play to get Cole Posey out for the second out.
And a fielder's choice for Ryan.
So Ryan will reach on the fielder's choice, and that will put Cole Moore over at third. Runners in the corners now, 2 outs. Here in the top of the first, no score yet, and Jeffrey David at the plate now for the Georgetown Eagles. Jeffrey David this season is 85th at bat, 30 hits, averages .357 for these undefeated Eagles in 19-5A. The right-handed delivery laces this one over, but into the glove and a tag out. Actually, it was Murphy over to his second baseman for a quick 6'5".
6'4".
6'4", beg your pardon.
And that's another fielder's choice there for David. So we go no runs, no hits, no 1 error, and 1 man left on base.
Well, Georgetown leaves one on. They started out good, but it was reached on an error, no hits, and you got runners on, but Georgetown not able to capitalize. We move to the bottom of the first. No score here. We'll keep it right here, Galen.
Once again, the battery for the Eagles. It's Gafford on the mound and Childers behind the plate. First 3-2 up for the Cougars, Hedges, Murphy, and Cabot. For the Cougars, the center fielder, number 20, Jason Hedges.
Hedges.
So for Connally, Hedges will lead off. Gafford on the mound for Georgetown. Sorry about the delay there. We were getting the audio fixed. Galen, much better.
Yes, it is.
I don't hear any wind anymore. It's amazing what a little foam can do on your microphone. 1-0 the count here, and now 1-1 even count on Hedges.
Yeah, now the wind hasn't given up any either.
Again, Gafford on the mound for your Georgetown Eagles. And it is the left-handed or right-handed hitter, Jason Hedges, the center fielder. This one popped up into the air. The right fielder for Georgetown chases this one down. It's Hunter Savarese, and Hunter Savarese has him out on a fly 9 out to right field. First out, good start for Georgetown's Wesley Gafford.
Number 6, Griffin.
Moves to the second of the order now, the shortstop, number 6, Griffin Murphy. Galen. Man, that made a whole world of difference.
Yeah, it did.
Thank you, man. Nathan over here found a twist tie, and we ripped up a piece of foam and got it fixed. That's how we roll, Galen.
Yeah, you gotta make do with what you've got.
First pitch on the way is going to be called a ball on Griffin Murphy. Early count here, 1-0.
The shadows are beginning to crawl into the ballpark slowly. It's a little bit different setting than ours.
Second pitch too low. The count at 2-0 now. Well, Gafford, a SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle baseball player of the game earlier this season. This time, though, the pitch too close inside and 3 strikes and 3 balls thrown here. He doesn't want Murphy to reach early on a base on balls, Galen.
Not at all. Don't want to give up those free runners.
Right-handed delivery on the way. This one clips the corner for a strike. The first strike on the 4th pitch here at this at-bat. In the count at 3-1.
I imagine in that situation, Murphy had the hold count, had the hold sign.
Next pitch. This one again on the fastball right across the plate for a strike. A full count now at 3-2. The payoff pitch upcoming here for Wesley Gafford. As Gafford kicks up, delivers. And this one got him. He took off like it was a walk, and the umpire kind of stares him there and says, wait a minute, young man. And Gafford, after going 3-0, able to deliver a strikeout looking on the payoff pitch for the second out.
Now coming to the plate, the catcher, number 10, Jeffrey Padovic.
We had number 2. It's number 10, the catcher, Jeffrey Padovic, third in the order. A right-handed hitter for the Connally Cougars. The pitch on its way. The fastball as he looked at it for a strike. 0-1. Well, I had a chance to meet the public address announcer before this game. He always does a great job here. Very passionate about the work that he does here. As the second pitch is on its way, and that one called a ball, 1-1.
And we've definitely got an edge in the size of the crowd here tonight. And we've also, in our crowd, we've also got a very beautiful dog down there.
Yeah, and he's a service dog. That gentleman down there, I see him around the area. And
I believe that was the same service dog that they had on the freezing day.
We always see him. Beautiful dog. This one is going to settle down in a base hit in the shadows of left field. And Padovic will reach on the hit. As that one dropped right into the shade. The corners here at Connally High School, left corner at 318. And wait a minute, he's going to try to run in here and come around, and Georgetown got him, Galen. As he continued to try to round the bases, we thought that he would stand, and he tried to go to third, and Georgetown got him for the third out. So Padovic, as he tried to get through, he'll have to pay for it. And boy, he still got the hit over to first, but then tried to catch over to second. He did get over to 2, but then caught stealing over to third, and he was out, Galen. I'm not sure who tagged him out there.
Third baseman got him.
For Georgetown?
Yeah.
That was Jeffrey David. Did he tag him?
Yeah.
So unassisted there.
He tried to slide in under the tag, and he didn't.
So that'll end on a 5U by Georgetown. And the Eagles able to work out of it here. 1 hit was allowed, though, Galen. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on base. We're through 1, top of the second. We'll keep it right here on SHN Sports.
And he had a stolen base going to get in the second.
So he did have the stolen to second, but then caught stealing to third, and that's what got him out.
Right.
Again, thanks for joining us here this afternoon. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki. Takes us a little bit to get in rhythm when we're sitting outside. We don't have the confines of our nice studio desk there at Georgetown High School, where we're tremendously blessed, and I'd never once take that spot for granted, Galen. A beautiful facility for us to broadcast out of.
Well, we really, we need to be thankful for it because we don't know what we're going to face next week during the playoffs. Chances are very good that we'll be playing either Brenham or Tomball Memorial.
Well, Logan Drake will lead off for the Georgetown Eagles here in the top of the second inning. Still no score. Georgetown got through 5 batters in that first inning. Brings up 6 in the order, Logan Drake, number 13. 40 at-bats. This will be his 41st. 17 hits. He's reached second base 3 times. He has 14 RBIs. Logan Drake on the season. He is second in the hitting behind Cole Posey, averaging .425. At one point, Logan was over 500, Galen. He is a left-handed hitter in the sun. Right-handed delivery on the way. Logan has to slide back on this pitch, and it'll be a ball too close inside, 1-0. The 1-0 delivery off the right hand. This one too far outside and low, 2-0 the early count. Next pitch on the way, and once again, too low, Galen, and the count here 3-0. We're at a weird angle, though. It's hard for us to really see it where you normally do.
Let me put it this way. You can't call balls and strikes from this angle.
You can attempt to.
Yeah. Well, fans have always done that.
And the next pitch on the way will be called a strike. 3-1 now, the first strike of this at-bat for Logan Drake.
A lot of people, if they were sitting on the other side of the dugout down there, down the right field line, they'd be trying to call the balls and strikes.
Well, we hear it at a lot of games we broadcast. A lot of fans are sitting way over on third base area. This one, as he tries to get up under it, it's going to hit foul off the back of the net. 3-2, full count now. Gives you a lot better respect now for that angle. There's absolutely no way. And Galen, here in about 10 minutes, we should be in the shade as the sun setting behind us here on the tree. We're actually sitting just to the right of home plate, actually between home and third, if you look at it that way. This pitch going to be too high, and Logan Drake's going to reach on a base on balls on a payoff pitch. So second walk that we have seen this afternoon. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 25, Hunter Savarese. Hunter this season averaging .333, his 58th at bat with 19 hits, 15 RBIs for Hunter Savarese.
Technically, 5 of our 6 batters so far this game have reached first base.
None of them on a hit.
Yeah.
Trying to pick as Logan Drake quickly gets back over to first, as we're going to see Connolly's Mason Moorman over to Sean Rosales all night, trying to make sure that runner stays honest. Georgetown known for their steals. They've already had a couple here in this game. That pitch, the fastball, is going to be called a ball, 1-0. There it goes, Galen. I'm starting to feel the shade.
You need it. You're not wearing a cap.
Get a nice little red line on my forehead before this one's over. You know, Matt Leschman and I last year called the playoff game where we had 2 in a row out in the direct heat, and it was hot. And I forgot who that was against. It was in the first round. Right-handed delivery here. This one too low, and the count now at 2-0. Yeah, I believe, was it Tomball that Galen last year? And that game ended up going to 3, and Georgetown not able to pull out of it. I'm not giving Logan Drake any room off that first base side this afternoon.
Did you notice when they called the lineups that Logan didn't go out, that Jared went out and stood out there in his position?
This one going to be a base hit out to left field, just out of the reach of the third baseman's glove as it rolls into the shade. And that will be a hit for Hunter Savarese, Georgetown's first hit of the afternoon. That'll bring up the 8th in the order, the left fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson.
Well, our people are getting pretty familiar with first base, since almost everybody's made it there, all but one.
Noah Thompson now at his 50th at-bat of the season, 11 hits. He has 1 home run, 10 RBIs, averages .224 as a left-handed hitter for the Eagles. This pitch, we can see that one, Galen, too close inside, 1-0. Every once in a while, you may be able to see one, Galen. That one you could. So runners on 1 and 2 now for Georgetown. And the 1-0 count, the 1-0 delivery is going to be called strike. 1-1 even things up.
Well, from this angle, we're not going to be able to ridicule the umpires as much on their calling on the corners tonight.
You know, the NCAA cracks down on that. Here at the high school level, UIL is pretty stringent about it as well. But we can crack a few jokes. They know we're joking, Galen. Swing and a miss on this one, 1 and 2. We've got a lot of respect for the umpires and the officials in these games. They have a hard job, and they do it well, though, Galen. A job that I would never want. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's just those guys, boy, it's tough having to call these games. This, another base hit out to left field, and runner will try to come around, and he'll get to home plate as the left fielder not able to field that one in time. I wouldn't call that an error, though. He wouldn't have been able to throw it there anyways, Galen. And that will bring Logan Drake in for the first run of the afternoon. Hunter Savarese will advance over to second, and Noah Thompson on the hit will reach 1. So Georgetown takes the early 1-0 lead here in this ball game. And runners remain on 1 and 2 now. Georgetown leads 1-0. Luke Seaback, the second baseman, back to a right-handed hitter for the Georgetown Eagles. This one too far outside. Georgetown going to try to steal over to 3, and he got there in time for the steal.
Another double steal.
Yep, so Savarese will advance on the stolen base to third, and Noah Thompson will advance to second, and that's what Georgetown's known for. And Galen, early on in the season, we didn't see a lot of it, but they're starting to find their rhythm here when it matters the most this late in the season. 1-0 delivery on the way. This one out to left field, and another base hit, and another run, possibly 2, trying to bring in 2 ribeyes tonight, and in time, Georgetown scoring 2 more. Give the 2 ribeyes to Luke Seaback as he brings in 2 more runs. It was Hunter Savarese alongside Noah Thompson, and a double for Luke Seaback, reaching over to second. And Georgetown now taking a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. And still, Galen, no outs here. We go back to the top of the order. The shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey, 0 for 1. He did reach on an error and was left stranded on third in the first. The catcher going to make his way up and talk things over with the pitcher. That's Jeffrey Padovic. He'll talk things over with Mason Moorman as they try to find some rhythm here in this game.
Depending how hardline the official score wanted to be, he could give him a single and advancement on the throw rather than a double. But we'll give him a double since he's. And I don't know. I didn't notice if he'd stopped or slowed down at first base or not. Or if
I think he kept trying to round, to be honest. I didn't see it, though, Galen, to be honest.
I didn't either.
Pitch here on the way, and it's one of those from this angle. Looked like it could be good, but again, it's an awkward angle, and the ball is called 1-0. 1-0 count, runner on second in scoring position. Georgetown leads 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. The pitch here on the way across the plate on the fastball for the strike, 1-1 to even things.
I'll tell you, a hard line or into either of the power alley, and you could run for a long time out there.
Yeah, I was going to say this is one of the rare fields to where your left and right aren't the exact distance. Your left at 318, your right's at 320. And then the power alley's also at 352 on the left, the right power alley at 356, and then straight away at 400. Pitch was on its way here, too low, called a ball, 2-1. Two-1 delivery, called a strike. Even things up at 2-2. Again, if you're out there listening, we'd love to hear from you. The SHN fan line is open this evening, 512-522-9105. That's open for text messages only. Send us a text. Let us know you're out there listening and who you're cheering on at 512-522-9105. And diving down, making the grab, that's going to be 2 outs. Double play as Luke Seaback took off too early, and he thought maybe that one was going to drop in time. And instead, Seaback will be out for the second out. The first out is going to come on Cole Posey. And that went over to the shortstop, Galen?
Shortstop caught it and threw the second for the put out.
That'll bring up Wyatt Childress, number 20. As Childress is 0 for 1 out of a 1-3 in the first inning, second in the order. The early delivery here called ball. 1-0. Right-handed pitch on the way, pulls back.
Even at this angle, Latin was definitely outside.
Yep. 2-0. Should be the count, Galen, right? 2-0.
2-0.
Kick up, the right-handed pitch on the 2-0. This one going to clip the corner for a strike. The first strike, 2-1. And Georgetown leads 3-0 here in the top of the second inning at Connally High School. Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki. Nathan Hyde also helping us this afternoon get set up as well. Right-handed pitch. This one, beautiful pitch right across the plate on the change, and that'll even it up at 2-2. On deck, Cole Moore, if Georgetown can get a hit here. Of course, 2 outs, 1 more will retire. The right-handed delivery, this one too far outside, and now a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Georgetown has 3 hits in this inning, Galen. Able to score 3 runs on those 3 hits. Moorman, the delivery, swing and a miss. Got him for the 3rd out. Swinging. So again in this inning, 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and no one left on. As we're through 1.5, bottom of the second upcoming. Don't go anywhere. Georgetown Eagle Baseball on the SHNSports.com broadcast network will continue after this.
Thousands of listeners, laser-focused marketing, and showing a high level of community involvement. Those are a few of many reasons to advertise with SHN Sports. We strive to keep our broadcast as affordable as possible, and your support makes that happen.
On 3 hits, that's a good start for Georgetown in the second.
Really is. It's got us off to start. And right now, the goal is to finish off the season, finish off the regular season with the unbeaten district record, not get anybody hurt, and build up a little momentum for the playoffs.
Rouse tonight on the road at Bastrop. Carl Schoening on that call alongside Michael Francis, and Rouse leading 2-0 early in that game. Of course, another 19-5A matchup. Leading off again is Connally here, and the hit is going to go foul. It is off the bat of Matthew McMillan. The last time Georgetown 1, 2, and 3, they did get a hit though, and the out coming on the caught stealing to third by Padovic. The first here is 0-1. Next pitch quickly on the way, and called a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, there's one other game going on. Cedar Park is playing tonight. Cedar Park's playing Elgin tonight in a crucial game in that race for 4th place.
1-1 delivery here is going to clip the corner for a strike, brings it to 1-2. Is the 1, 2, and 3 already locked up in district, Galen? I know 1, of course, is, but 2 and 3?
Those three positions, but we're not in order. We don't know who's going to be second and who's going to be third. They could easily tie, and they're probably headed for a playoff game on Friday. And fourth, the 4th and 5th teams, Elgin and Hutto, could, depending how things work out, could also be playing on Friday to determine
who's going to get in that last spot, right?
Right, yeah.
This one going to ground up over to the third baseman, Jeffrey David, and on a 5-3, right into the glove of none other than Comore for the first out.
Currently play for your Cougars, the third baseman number 4, Zach Rosales.
I guess it's Zach Rosales. I thought it was Gonzalez.
No, it's Rosales.
So Zach Rosales, they must be brothers.
They are. That's what I was told.
Pitch on the way here. Another one over to David. Getting a little more action again on a 5-3 to Comore for the second out. Well, back-to-back 5-3s and a quick 1-2. That'll move to the 6th in the order. The pitcher, number 11, Mason Moorman. Delivery on the way off the right hand, called a strike as he looked at it. The early count here, 0-1 on Mason Moorman. Next pitch on the way, again looked at it across the plate, 0-2. And the third one going to be called a ball here, 1-2 the count. Again on 2 outs here in the top of, or bottom of the second inning. One-two delivery, got him swinging at it, and a tag, and that will be it. So 3 up, 3 down. Again for Georgetown, and Gafford continuing to work his magic on the mound this afternoon. Through 2, we move to the top of the third. Georgetown leads 3-0. Galen, we'll keep it right here, and I'll let you go over who's leading off here for Georgetown in the top of this third.
We're back to the middle of the lineup. We're going to have Cole Moore, Ryan Knight, and Jeffrey David. So maybe we can put a few more runs in here.
Cole Moore is over. He reached on a walk, stole over to second, then was stranded on third earlier in the first. Power hitter for the Georgetown Eagles. Cole Moore, this will be his 87th at-bat, 36 hits on the season, and he's currently third in hitting for Georgetown, averaging .424. The leading hitter for the Eagles is Wood on the stat sheet. He's only had 23 at-bats, though. But nonetheless, he's averaging .478, Galen. Hey, wanted to mention, too, you know, we got on the air pretty quick here, but talking about the rankings here, I know that, you know, Georgetown doesn't put a lot of thought into that, but Georgetown is ranked number 4 in the Texas High School baseball poll, and they have moved up as well now in the Texas High School baseball coaches poll, and they're now, I believe, at number 7 in that poll. So 4 and 7 in those polls respectively, and Georgetown doing some great work in 6A in the poll by Texas High School Baseball.com. Lake Travis fell 1 after they lost to Vista Ridge, and that was a questionable play that they lost on. Again, Cole Moore, the left-handed hitter for Georgetown, 0 for tonight. The pitch on the way, and it is a ball as he looks at it, 1-0. Delivery, this one across the plate as he looks at it. 1 ball, 1 strike on no outs here in the top of the third. Georgetown leading 3-0. Ryan Goodnight on deck for the Eagles. Kick up, the pitch. Too far out, 2-1. Galen, of course, will be on the air tomorrow with the full crew, bringing all those camera angles. And then on Thursday, we will be at the gymnasium. I don't know if you'll be able to make it, but if not, we'll have it there. We won't be live streaming it, though, but we'll be recording, as it's going to be a special day, as a lot of these Eagles are signing with the armed forces. So we're going to have a video made of that, and then we'll upload it later that afternoon. And we'll definitely be there and be a part of that. That's a very exciting and honorable moment for these young men. 2-2 the count. Two-two delivery. Called a ball as he looked at it. And we're at a full count now at 3-2. The payoff pitch upcoming by Mason Mormon. He's walked 2 tonight. Cole Moore trying to be that third. Cole Moore was one of the first that was walked. This time he hits this one foul, and it goes off of his knee there. And Cole's definitely in some pain as he's going to try to shake it off his right leg. And Cole Moore walking here, but Galen, he's staggering as he's trying to just wiggle this one out. You know, that's a stinger, and talk about the tattoo. That'll put a good bruise on you. I'm assuming does part of the bat hit him on that, Galen, after the swing?
Either that or the ball hit there, too.
So Cole here is able to wiggle his way out of it. Just shows the pain tolerance that young man has out there on the field for Georgetown, Galen.
Hey, Batman on the music here at the...
Yeah, some of that gets flagged as copywritten on YouTube because it picks it up in the background, even though it's not us intentionally playing it. Here on the 3-2, the payoff pitch by Mormon upcoming. No outs, Cole Moore trying to get on here with a hit or a walk. This one he laces it up the middle, and it will sell near the 400 mark infield, and it will be an out to center field. Jason Hedges with the grab for the first out.
Center fielder number 6, Ryan Knight.
Cleaning up, the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Knight, at bat now for Georgetown. Back to a right-handed hitter here. Ryan this afternoon is 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice and was out on that 6-4 in the first as part of the double play. First pitch on the way is a strike, 0-1. Next delivery called a strike as well as he looked at that one. 0-2, Galen.
Tell you what, this is quite a difference from that Saturday 2 weeks ago. Sitting out here in the sun.
Feels good,
yeah.
Actually, with the sun going down now. Good eye there by Ryan Goodnight as the ball goes too far out for the first ball of this at-bat. 1-2 the count here. One-two delivery. This one going to hit just out of the reach, trying to get over to first. And did he get there? No, he did not. He is safe. He got there in time. Ryan Knight, the base runner, got there in time as Griffin Murphy trying to get him over to Sean Rosales on a 6-3. And Ryan Knight will be safe at 1.
Third baseman number 7, Jeffrey David.
Hey, well, the public address announcer, you know, he needs to have a little bit of fun. He's having some fun up there tonight. Again, we had a moment to talk to him. That's Scott Murphy, the public address announcer here. Alongside the gentleman keeping the pitch count tonight is Travis Connally, who this Connally school was named after his family. Told me it was a first-generation cousin that it was named after. So Knight with the hit moments ago will be out at resting at first right now. At bat is Jeffrey David for Georgetown here. No pitches have went his way yet as Mormon has been keeping Knight honest there at first. He's been throwing it over on a 1-3 to Sean Rosales. This one, David is going to hit it deep out to center field, but it's going to drop back into the glove yet again to Jason Hedges on another fly 8.
Designated hitter number 13, Logan Drake.
6 in the order, the designated hitter number 13, Logan Drake, reached on a walk. He was the first to score for Georgetown tonight in the second inning. Left-handed hitter, of course, for your Georgetown Eagles. Galen, as they were spraying the lines out there, you know, see chalk out there sometimes. I think they paint the lines here. We could smell that up here earlier.
You spray on paint a lot of places.
See that some of it's chalk, and then it just depends, and we see the paint. But here, it got Nathan. It blew up here, and Nathan said that he may start getting a little lightheaded. He said he may stumble around, and I said, Nathan, you got to be careful. We're at a UIL event here. Want to know the count. And trying to tag that runner, Ryan Neitch, at first. He's safe. Logan Drake on a 1-0. That was a fun opportunity to call Southwestern on Sunday. Galen, enjoyed it. Thank you for coming down from Temple and helping with that.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
A lot of baseball as they play. You know, it's in the NCAA, they're really pushing for 9 innings now. I mean, they'll allow 7, but they push for 9. And especially on a doubleheader, and they played all 9 of them. Southwestern's still got some hope to get into the SCAC Conference Championships, Galen, but it's going to take Austin College losing two in a row to Texas Lutheran. Georgetown going to try to steal over here. Will Neitch get there in time? Yes, he does. Ryan Neitch continues to lead Georgetown with stolen bases. Galen, that is now Neitch's 26th stolen base of the year. And did that ball ever get over to Drake? That was a ball, wasn't it? So he's 2-0. I don't think that got updated. Next delivery on the way. This one called a strike. I believe it's 2-1. Am I right, Galen?
That's correct.
Just don't have it updated.
They've got it 1-2 on the scoreboard, but
yeah, I believe it's 2-1. Delivery on the way here to Logan, called a ball, and that should be 3-1 now, Galen. Well, Drake trying to get a hit here in advance. Georgetown's got 2 outs on the way.
That makes it 3-2 there. So.
And now it is 3-2. So the payoff pitch upcoming here for Logan Drake. And Logan going to step back here and call time. The payoff pitch from Mormon. Logan going to knock this one over his glove. Drake going to try to get there in time, but able to scoop it up. Murphy able to throw it over to first on a 6-3 for the ground out. And that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Georgetown, no runs scored on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Georgetown Eagles. We're through 2.5, Galen. Bottom of the 3rd upcoming. I'll keep it right here. And we will keep things rocking and rolling, my friend.
We're deep in the heart of Texas here with the music.
We're going to get Galen to start singing on here. Well, Georgetown leaving 4 on this afternoon, but they do have 3 runs. You want a good balance. You don't want anyone left on. You want to score them in, but Coach Foster talking things over with Coach Brindley out near the on-deck circle. As Wesley Gafford gets his warm-up pitches out there on the mound. Gafford, the times that he has came in this season, Galen, he has had some great games here for Georgetown, and it's good to have him. And as we enter the playoffs, keep him healthy, and we'll keep things rocking and rolling. As we look at 19-5A, of course, Georgetown clinching 14-0. They are the district champions. Cedar Park has clinched a playoff berth at 11-3. Rouse has clinched a playoff berth at 11-3. But then Elgin at 9-5 and Hutto at 8-7. That's your two teams kind of jostling here for that final 4 spot. Cedar Creek, Connally, Bastrop, and Eastview all effectively eliminated. And Galen, I'll let you go over these when we have a little bit of time here, the scenarios that you have came up with. I don't want to steal your thunder on that. So
it's very muffled thunder.
Hey, thunder's still thunder, Galen.
Number 18, Sean Rosales.
Now, Sean Rosales will lead off here as the bottom of the 3 with 7, 8, and 9. Sean Rosales' first time at bat. Remember, at Georgetown, there has been 6 batters tonight for Connally. This will be the 7th. The pitch on the way, grounds up, and Georgetown's got a little flip and dip over there on a 3-1 as Cole Moore gets it, and Gafford runs over to first on the 3-1 for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the way Georgetown likes to do it. Nathan, the order, the left fielder, number 23, Ian Guthrie. Hey, Scott's having fun up there, Galen. Pitch on the way here to Guthrie. Pitch going to be called a strike. You know what? You know that name Guthrie, Galen? There was I'll get to it here in a minute as the delivery on the way by Gafford.
And hit him.
That is a hit by pitch. You know, now in college that wouldn't be, because he didn't make an attempt to get out of the way of it, Galen. That's the rule in the NCAA that they're really starting to crack down on. Of course, here at the high school level, they don't crack down on it like they do in college. And so a hit by pitch, the first one tonight. Bottom of the order, the second baseman, number 12, Derek Phillips. Right-handed hitter for Connally. Gafford lets this one fly, and Phillips going to hit it into the net for the foul. 0-1. Again, we apologize. I know that the screen there a little bit dark. The white balance, having some trouble adjusting that with the sun where it's setting. Once that sun sets considerably more, you'll have a better view of that on your screen there. So again, we apologize for that. Next delivery on the way at 1-1, called a ball. Georgetown leads 3-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Gafford on the mound. This one hit up, and the shortstop going to chase it down, Cole Posey. And Copo has it on a fly 6 for the second out. Go back to the top of the order, the center fielder, number 12, Jason Hedges. He is 0 for 1 tonight. Again, I wanted to mention the name Guthrie. There was really, if you want to talk about what got me into radio, when I was a kid, I used to listen to the voice of Bob Guthrie on News Radio 1200 WOAI out of San Antonio. Of course, 50,000 watts of pure radio excellence that they blast out of San Antonio on that station. And Bob Guthrie was there for a considerable amount of time as the first pitch here called a strike across the plate looking. And I remember listening to Bob Guthrie call the news when I was a kid, and I said, man, that's what I want to do one day, is be on the radio. And it was because of Bob Guthrie. And unfortunately never got a chance to meet him, as Mr. Guthrie passed away several years ago, and just a tremendous asset to San Antonio for a very long time. In fact, I want to say that he was there, Galen, I believe 50-plus years.
Quite possibly.
Pitch on the way here, 0-2.
You know, the only thing stronger down in this part of the country on the radio was a station out of across the border from Del Rio, XERB, that had they had a varying reputation.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout and the third out by Wesley Gafford. That is his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. We are through 3, top of the 4th upcoming. Georgetown Eagle baseball on the SHNSports.com broadcast network will continue after this.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.
Rob Hipp back alongside Galen Wellnicki. Thanks for joining us for Georgetown Eagle baseball. Top of the fourth inning about to get underway where the Eagles lead 3-0. And Galen, talk about that 19-5A, some scenarios here in the playoffs.
Elgin can clinch the fourth place berth with a win this week or a Hutto loss. Hutto's already played one game and won. They beat Cedar Creek earlier in the week in Saturday, and the only game played 3-2. So the Wildcats and Hippo split their season, so if they tie, they're going to have a playoff later in the week for the fourth position. The odds are very strong that Cedar Park and Rouse will tie for second, and they will have to have a playoff later in the week. And it remains undecided which team from 25A GHS will play in by district. Brenham, Tomball, Memorial, and Willis are still all in the race for that position, but tomorrow night, league-leading Magnolia plays Willis, and that could take Willis out of the equation if they lose to Magnolia. And, you know, the other thing we have is Connally broke a 5-game losing streak with a 6-2 win over Cedar Creek in its last start. So they were outscored 64-11 during their last 6 games prior to this. So
Galen, as always, appreciate that. That was Hunter Savarese leading off for Georgetown. He went 1-1 and then grounded one over out on a 6-3 as out on a 6-3 as Murphy over to Sean Rosales for the first out. Moves to the 8th in the order, the left fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson, left-handed hitter for the Georgetown Eagles. Noah is 1 for 1 this afternoon. The pitch on the way to Thompson, pulls back and called a ball, 1-0. Next pitch here as he looked at it for a strike. Even count at 1 ball and 1 strike here on 1 out. What do you call that, Galen? Little aces?
yes.
Pitch here. This one going to chop it for a foul into the deck circle of Georgetown where Luke Seaback stands. The count at 1-2.
Jordan Vieira finally came out and fielded the ball and put it in his back pocket there.
1-2 delivery. This one too high and way outside, 2-2. Kicks up the left leg, right-handed 2-2, too low, and now a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
We've had a few of those full counts tonight so far.
Yeah, there's been quite a few of them. Georgetown's been on the positive end of all of those as well, Galen. The payoff pitch, pulls back and walked him. Great eye there by Noah Thompson, and that will be the 3rd walk of the afternoon by Mormon. That'll bring us to the bottom of the order. The second baseman, number 8, Luke Seaback. Luke had that double where he was left stranded, though, on the second out in the second. He's 1 for 1 this evening.
I'll tell you what, it's settling into a really nice spring evening today.
Yeah, it is.
We're completely now in the shadows. Oh, the first baseman wants a conference out here on the mound.
We are Cougar Nation.
Cougar Nation. At the House of Cougar.
You know, the mascot up in Gerald as well, the Cougars, they've had a great run over the years in their baseball program. They've produced some really top quality talent up there in Gerald, Texas. As we talk about Morgan Cooper, who played at the University of Texas and now playing professionally. Aaron Burns playing semi-pros for the Wild Things. And that was all in the same class. And then
Oh,
little error here is going to advance Noah Thompson over around as he tries to hustle his way to third, and he'll get there in time as he slides in
it's a
and
two-base
holds on.
error. E1, it was a low throw.
So an error on the catcher will advance Noah Thompson over to third.
It was the pitcher was still in the first.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, on the pitcher. Beg your pardon, it's Mormon.
He threw it low. It was not a. If you were going to do a pickoff play, you need to get that throw in there better than that.
Galen one out here in the count at 0-0. Luke Seaback has yet to take a swing. Mormon kicks up the left leg, the pitch on the way, and this one is going to hit foul into the Georgetown Eagle dugout just in front of the fence, 0-1.
And that was hit so slow off the bat that the radar gun might not even have picked that one up. That was just kind of a looping.
That one would have broke the radar gun because it was too slow. Malfunction. Pitch on the way, the fastball right across the plate for a strike, the count 0-2.
Can you get minus speed on the...
Negative speed. The ball goes in reverse. The 0-2 delivery is going to go off the back of the net foul. It remains 0-2 here on one out. Georgetown leads 3-0, top of the fourth. There, Bat, thanks for joining us here on SHN Sports. Rob Hipp with Galen Wellnicki for your Georgetown Eagles.
Oh, he got him.
Got him there looking at it for the strikeout, and that is only the second strikeout of the afternoon for Mormon. And that will be the second out. We move to the top of the order. Cole Posey. He'll be his third at-bat this afternoon. He is 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the first and left stranded over at 3. Then it was out on that pop-up to the shortstop earlier in the second.
Ooh.
Pitch on the way and called a strike.
He was way ahead of that on the swing.
He bit at it, and Mormon got the benefit of that pitch. On deck is Childress. Swung at the second one, 0-2. 2 pitches, 2 quick strikes here for Georgetown's Cole Posey. Cole, a very respectful young man, as all these Georgetown Eagles, and anytime he sees us, he always says hello to us. And Cole's about had enough. He's going to hit this one over to right field, but it will drop into the glove of Matthew McMillan in right field for the third out.
And we have reached the midway point of this contest.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the Eagles.
1 error.
Oh, yeah, you're right, 1 error. So 1 left on for Georgetown. So again, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. Georgetown holds on to that 3-0 lead. Those 3 runs only coming in the top of the second inning. Galen will keep it right here. We're through 3.5, bottom of the fourth on its way.
Look for the home.
We got Wellnicki singing over here, folks. So
I
if
think,
the stream drops off, we know why.
I think you'd call it mumbling.
Transition at the top, Nathan. Top, middle.
For your Cougars, the shortstop, number 6, Griffin Murphy.
Had to step away there for a minute and try to correct that white balance on the camera. So count here, Galen, is 0-2. Grounder over to Cole Posey, trying to get a 6-3 over to Cole Moore. So to the Co, and that's a 6-3, yo. The first out, Griffin Murphy.
The catcher, number 10, the senior Jeffrey Haddock.
So one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Thanks for joining us. Connally at bat. It is the third in the order. The catcher, number 10, Jeffrey Padovic. He is 1 for 1 this afternoon. Pitch on the way. Called a strike across the plate. 0-1. This one will drop into the glove on a line to Georgetown center fielder Ryan Goodnight for the second out.
Friday night senior winning pitcher Matthew McMillan. Tonight in right field, number 8, Matthew McMillan.
Move back to a left-handed hitter now. The right fielder in the cleanup position, number 8, Matthew McMillan. He's 0 for 1 out on a 5-3 back in the second. The pitch here on the way. The fastball right across the plate for a strike, 0-1. Next pitch quickly back in motion. Too low. Going to be a ball. And Galen, luckily, nobody there to run around. That could have been a pass ball. Those are okay when there's nobody on base.
Yeah.
1-1. This one right into the glove for a strike. 1-2. Tell you, the Georgetown defense has been phenomenal this afternoon. Right-handed delivery here. This one's going to ground over foul near the Georgetown dugout. Bounces off the fence of the dugout, and the count remains at 1-2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Georgetown holds on to that 3-0 lead, 1 strike away from getting back on offense in the top of the fifth. Gafford on the delivery. Fast he goes, but they're going to call a ball on the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two grounder, and Cole Posey gets his feeding, and that one got away from Cole Moore.
That's an E6.
It's an E6 on Copo. He tried to dart that one across and just didn't have a good feel for it. And McMillan will reach to first on the E6. It's normally a play that you don't see too much of mishaps out there by Georgetown's defense. We'll see Zach Rosales, 5th in the order, the third baseman, number 4. He is 0 for 1 as well, also out on a 5-3 back in the second inning. As Gafford gets set here, the right-handed delivery. This one popped up foul way over the lights, and that one on the road near the Connally Cougar former football stadium. I think they play at the new field.
Yeah, everybody does in the district. They'll still play their JV and freshman games here, and their soccer games, and some of their soccer games.
A sign of the times where the new big facilities take over the old bad boys, Galen. I love our facility at Georgetown, but every once in a while I still miss old Birkelbach, Galen. 1-1 the count. I miss the crickets more than anything, Galen. You know, the million crickets on Friday night, that was just a Georgetown tradition. And the horse trough in the restroom, the men's restroom. Came a long way over the years. 1-1 the count here. We've been tremendously blessed in Georgetown. One delivery. Got him here looking for a strike. 1-2. 1-2 as the runner tries to take off, and the catcher going to try to get him. And Childress, did he get there in time?
No,
Childress got there in time with the delivery. No. Did they say he's safe?
He's safe.
Yeah, Georgetown was ready to.
He called him safe, but then.
I think they called him out. He called him out. That was a good job by Childress there. Who picked that up, the second baseman, or was it Cole Posey? I know Childress is the one that threw it, but Nathan, was that the second baseman or Cole Posey that picked that one up? Cole Posey's where Nathan's pointing, so we'll say it's a
2-6.
little 2-6 action out there for the third out. Childress has got an arm on him. When that ball gets near him, he really can throw a dagger. So a 2-6 caught stealing, Galen, by McMillan.
No runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. And a batter left in the batter's box. Oops, I dropped my notes. Nathan.
Galen, sorry about that. Galen, was there anyone left on in that inning as well?
Yes.
On the first base, right?
No, nobody was left on because there's only the
Yeah, because he got out of there.
The batter was in the batter's box.
Top of the fifth we go. Georgetown holds on to that 3-0 lead here at Connally High School this evening. Thanks for joining us. Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki.
The catcher is number 20, Wyatt Childress.
And leading off for your Georgetown Eagles, second in the order, the catcher, number 20, Wyatt Childress. 0 for 2 this evening, out of a 1-3 in the first and struck out swinging in the second. And that was he was the first of only 2 strikeouts tonight by Mason Mormon. First pitch is going to be called a strike. Oh, and 1 count. Kicks up the left leg, right-handed delivery, too low, got out of the reach of the glove, and the count 1-1 even.
Kind of bounced up there.
Yeah, and that's one of those where if there's nobody on base, that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you had a couple on base.
It could be costly.
Man, that one was one, if you had a guy on third, he may be able to come in and score on the third to home. The way it got away from him. 1-1 delivery. That one hit him.
They're going to say it hit the bat, I think. No?
Ruffled the back of his feathers. But he'll stay in. I guess it did come around and scathe the backside of his bat is the call. 2-1. And Childress wasn't happy about it.
You know, this field, the way this field is constructed, it does not have a hard surface. It does not have a hard surface behind home plate, so the ball doesn't come bouncing back like it does in a lot of the stadiums. Yeah. So it would deaden off here, and you'd have a real good chance of scoring on something like that.
2-2 pitch too far outside. Good eye by Childress brings it to a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Because you've actually got chain link fence down there that it would hit.
Yeah, and that's more like a kind of a suction cup when it hits that fence. It's not going to ricochet off. That's a good observation, Galen. And they're going to call it on the corner here as Childress looks at it on a 3-2 for the third strikeout of the game, and the second one looking. That'll bring us to the third of the order. The first baseman, number 23, Cole Moore.
Number 23, Cole Moore.
Cole is 0 for 1 this afternoon. Reached on a walk, left stranded at third in the first, and then popped one up to center field in the third for the first out of that inning. The left-handed hitter for Georgetown. Right-hand delivery on the way. Fastball across the plate for the strike, 0-1.
So far, Mormon's done a pretty good job of keeping the Georgetown hitters in line. As you know, there was a little bit of talk with this possibly being a 10-run rule game, when we got here today.
Well, Connally is keeping their fight alive. Right-handed pitch. called a ball 1-1. Of course, eliminated from the playoffs, but they're playing for pride now.
They're playing, you know, they can trying to finish 6th ahead of Cedar Creek right now in the standings.
1-1 delivery. Cole Moore hops this one up, and the second baseman and the right fielder, they communicate with it, and the second baseman, Derek Phillips, will get it on the fly 4. For the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Mason Moorman. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Neich. Back to a right-handed hitter now for Georgetown. Cole Moore just hasn't been able to lace them like we've seen in previous games here tonight, Galen. Ryan Neich 1 for 2 tonight, but he pops this one way up into the air, and the center fielder going to have to chase it down. Some miscommunication there, but he's able to get up under it. What a grab by Jason Hedges on the fly up to center on the fly 8. Quick 1, 2, and 3. The first time we've seen that this afternoon by Connally. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on, and Galen. Georgetown, this game is not a done deal in the books. They only lead 3-0 here as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning.
It's definitely still in doubt if they could get a little bit of offense. Cole Moore's come out defensively. Number 22 is now in at first base for Georgetown.
So a move here, yeah. Cole Moore trying to keep him a little protected as
keep those dogs from barking out there.
Yeah. And you said a 2-2 moved out there. That's going to be Wesley Dixon, the junior infielder. So Wesley Dixon will move over to first base now for Cole Moore. And other than that, I think everything stayed the same.
Change the pitcher. Zach Haas is pitching.
That's right. First time we've seen him this season. So Zane Haas, 24, on the mound for Georgetown. I wonder when we're going to see Zane.
That's the second time he's pitched in district.
I may have missed one of those. I think I missed that game. Was Zane a football player? I'm used to seeing, I believe, Zane out there on the field, man. So it's good to have him up there. He gives a nice little gesture to Jeffrey David, and we are about to get things underway here in the bottom of this 5th inning. So again, good to see Zane Haas on the mound for your Georgetown Eagles.
And just looking at people, I would say that's probably Jackson Seosin out in right field.
Mason Moorman at bat, and the first pitch on the way to him hit foul. 0-1 the early call here. Is Zane a right-handed pitcher? Boy, he has got velocity behind the way he zings those across, and the tip foul 0-2. But Childress going to talk a couple of things over here briefly with Zane Haas. But still, talk about his last name. That young man is a hoss out there, the way he can throw those balls. I would not want to get in front of one of his fastballs, Galen. Zane on the 0-2 kicks up the left leg. Right-handed delivery. This one hit foul again. Over to the old Cougar field. That one off the top of the restrooms. And the count remains 0-2. A little mosquito making his way over here, nibbling on me. 0-2, this one going to ground foul. The first time we've seen one go foul tonight, Galen, off that third base line. And boy, we're through 5 innings, and that's the very first time we've seen that far over off the third base line for a foul hit. 0-2, the count remains. Next delivery on the way. This one popped up, and it will sail in the corner right behind us. And the count remains 0-2.
And if you've noticed, the flag is died out in center field almost completely.
Man, I'm looking behind us, Galen. I think there's like 30 mosquitoes flying around back here. 0-2 delivery. And this one grounded over. David can't get under it. That would have been a hard one. There's nothing routine about that play, so give the base hit to Mason Moorman. I don't think those are mosquitoes, actually. Look like some gnats, some sort of big gnats coming out there. Sean Rosales, 7th in the order, the first baseman, number 18. He's 0 for 1. One at bat this afternoon, was in the 3rd inning, where he was out on a 3-1 tag.
Eric Villarreal is the courtesy runner.
Eric Villarreal, is that who that was?
Yeah, number 1.
Make sure I have his name correctly here. It's Sean Rosales, and the pitch too high here, 1-0.
Sean Morales was hit. Rosales is hitting, and Eric Villarreal is running for Mormon.
1-0, Villarreal trying to steal over to second, and he got there in time. And when I say he got there in time, the base runner got there in time. So a stolen base for Eric Villarreal, the courtesy runner for Mason Mormon. Now in scoring position, and the count 1-1 here on Zane Haas. Kind of feel like we're in TV land over here tonight at Connally High School. One pitch on the way, and got him on the strike that time, 1-2. Zane stands with that left foot in front of his right foot on the center of the rubber as he kicks up the left, trying to go over to second. They got him, possibly.
No.
Oh, that was close, man. Within half of a second, Zane Haas trying a little trickeration as he throws it over to his second baseman. And there's a new second baseman out there as well. I don't think that's Luke Seaback either, Galen.
I can't see a number.
I don't think that's number 8 out there at second base. I can't see it. Haas, right-handed delivery. This one hit foul again over to the old Connally Cougar field. The old Connally Cougar field. One, two, the count remains. As that one goes over the old Connally Cougar field, Galen. Yeah. Right-handed pitch, grounds up. Haas going to pick it up, and he'll tag the runner, or throws it over to the runner, and got him out. As a little 1-5 action. Did they get him out?
Yeah.
Well, why is he still standing there? There he goes.
For your Cougars, the left fielder, number 23, Ian Guthrie.
You don't count Rosales as a fielder's choice, do you?
Yes, you do.
I guess, yeah.
They decided to go for the other guy.
So a 1-5 for the first out. As that brings up Ian Guthrie, the left fielder. 7th in the order, the first left fielder, beg your pardon. Ian Guthrie, right-handed hitter. Pitch too high and inside, 1-0. Wind up here, delivery, again a ball. 2-0 Zane Haas. Well, we didn't get any calls to the SHN studios on Sunday, so I guess, Galen, we did all right there at Southwestern. 2-0 pitch here. Too far out, 3-0. Nathan's favorite song now on the PA. Nathan shook his head. I don't think that's your favorite song, is it? I said, no way, man. It's somebody's favorite song. 3-0 pitch. This one got him on a strike as he looked at it, 3-1. Three-one pitch, swing and a miss as he got him to bite on it. Full count now at 3-2.
There goes a ball.
That's the second time. One of them while ago went over, and Vieira had to hand it back to him. Payoff pitch on the way. This
Base
one going to
hit.
be a base hit over to left field. And it will only be a single, though. So Guthrie
Coming to the plate is number 12, Derek Phillips.
will get the base hit.
I tell you what, as slow as Rosales was going to second base, they could have almost thrown him out from left field.
Well, runners on 1 and 2 now for Connally. And 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Georgetown leads 3-0 here, just off I-35, the Howard Lane exit at the Cougar.
The House of Cougar.
House of Cougar. 1-0 counts.
He said ducks on the pond. I think it's Cougars on the pond myself, but
1-0 pitch. Call the ball at 2-0, and Brindley going to talk it over with Haas.
I think they just blew the charge for Brindley to go out to the mound. Kind of picked up the pace a little bit there. The House of Cougar.
I wonder where they came up with that name. I think it's really a play on that House of Cards show, Galen. It has to be. I never watched that show. I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest.
I don't either.
Well, Brindley talks things over with Zane Haas. Drake was out there joining him as well. Logan's fired up. And back in action we go. The 2-0 count here on Ian Guthrie. Or beg your pardon, Derek Phillips. Guthrie's on 1. The right-handed pitch on the way. And boy, whatever Brindley said worked. That was a little fastball right across the plate for a strike, 2-1. Here at the House of Cougar. 2-1 delivery. This one popped way up into the air, and it's going to go behind the fence.
Almost. Well, you know, you've also, we were talking about this House of, we've also got the House of Pain, which has been used before.
That's right.
And the House of Rock.
That's right. And then in Georgetown, we have the House of Gains, the workout facility over there. Childers talking things over with Zane Haas.
And then we have the International House of Pancakes.
That's right.
We had to get food in here somewhere.
That's right. It always
we're
comes,
in the middle,
Galen.
We're in the middle stretch of the game, you know.
It always comes. I think when every time I eat at Sonic, I just don't feel like eating the rest of the day. Georgetown trying to pick, that one over the reach, but the base runner going to stay where he's at. You know, speaking on a serious note, thankfully there in Tennessee, the young man that shot 4 people at the Waffle House, they caught him this afternoon, thankfully. And just more tragic news that we heard. I believe that was yesterday or the day before, Galen. I hate to hear that. Right-handed pitch on the way. This one going to hit foul this time way behind the Connally Cougar dugout. And the count remains at 2-2.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes with that story. They confiscated his guns, gave him back to his parents and his father, and then his father gave him back to him. And the same gun that was given back to him was used in the murders.
Yeah, it's tragic events here. This is a hit off the bat on a late swing. It's going to go foul in front of the Georgetown Eagle dugout, and the count remains 2-2.
I think that's pretty definitely Jackson Seosin out in right field the way he's standing. It's also not. I don't think it's quite. Oh, good. We got him on a strikeout.
Struck out there, Zane Haas coming alive for the Georgetown Eagles here in the top of the 5th inning.
20, Jason Hedges.
Bring us back to the top of the order. The center fielder, number 20, Jason Hedges. He is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Popped one over to right field in the first and then struck out swinging in the third. It's a good thing, Galen. I got a quick hand over here. 1-0 count, first pitch, a ball.
Let me ask you, are they hedging their bets here in the House of Cougar?
Might be.
Or in the House of Cards? Or?
here in the bottom of the fifth. Zane Haas on the mound for the Eagles. The pitch on the way. This one hit up over to center field, and Ryan Goodnight for the third out. Zane getting the cheers from the crowd as Goodnight hauls it in. Galen, no runs on 2 hits, though, by the Connally Cougars. There were no errors and 2 left on base. We're through 5, top of the 6th, on its way. We'll keep things right here. This is Rob Hipp with Galen Wellnicki. Thanks for joining us tonight for Georgetown Eagle Baseball here on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. And, hey, again, if you're out there listening and watching this evening, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a text message to 512-522-9105. Again, it is 512-522-9105. We would love to hear from you this afternoon. Let us know how we sound, Galen. David England was listening in. And Wyatt Childress' grandparents, we met them before. We appreciate them enjoying the game from Missouri City and Sugar Land, Texas, saying go Eagles. We always appreciate the Childress family. David England, thank you for joining us as well. And he said he tuned in just in time. He and his wife started watching, and the bats came alive. And David always sends us a nice picture there, man. So I like when David sends us, because we can see on the TV screen there. It looks pretty sharp, man. So appreciate David as well. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you've got a shout-out, feel free to text us at 512-522-9105.
We're also always, for the people of Georgetown, we're also always happy when David can text us, because that means they're having a slow night at the firehouse.
That's right. He's
you have those people.
Watching.
They're people you don't want to have to ever use. You want them there, but you don't want to have to use them.
He's working. I think I said he's watching he's working tonight. So yeah, I don't think he's watching with his wife. He's watching with the fire guys tonight. So appreciate you as always, David. Excited about the game tomorrow. We'll bring back those multiple camera angles. This is Jeffrey David leading off here for Georgetown, 5th in the order, the third baseman. And Jeffrey is, I believe he's 0 for 2 tonight, Galen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Currently in an 0-1 count. Pitch too low here to even it at 1-1. We have the same pitcher out there. Is that a new pitcher as well?
I think that's number 11.
Yeah, it is. Mason Moorman still out there on the mound. The right-handed delivery. Got him on the fastball across the plate. The count at
2-1.
2-1. 2-2 actually now.
2-2. Oh.
Ooh.
Asleep at the controls here I am.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We're going to have to put that on a soundboard, Galen. Got him looking here for the strikeout. For the first out, that'll move us down to the designated hitter, number 13, Logan Drake. Logan this afternoon is 0 for 1. Reached on a walk, scored the first run for Georgetown. There are only 3 runs coming in the top of that second inning.
And after Logan, Jackson Siosin will be batting for Savaris, because he's in the on-deck circle.
The pitch on the way to Logan, called a ball here, 1-0.
They're kind of taking there's just no pepper in the bats tonight at all. It's like the hot sauce and the jalapenos were left at home. They didn't put those into the aluminum tonight.
Pitch too high here to even the count at 2 balls, beg your pardon, not even 2 balls, no strikes.
And Mormon is doing a good job of.
Yeah, he actually is. Talk about a Georgetown high-powered offense that they have been this season. Pitch here to Drake as he looked at it for a strike, 2-1.
Of course, they've been off for nearly a week, because last time they played was Tuesday night at Stony Point.
This is a team that's 3rd in the district as far as runs scored. Elgin leading with 117 runs on a swing and a miss here for. No, did he tip that? I guess they gave him a foul tip. Huh, I thought he missed it. 2-2. It was only 2-1, I thought. 2-2 here, beg your pardon. 2-2 delivery on the way, and this one going to hit foul. The count remains at 2-2. What I was just mentioning, Galen, Georgetown 3rd. Elgin leading 19-5A, 117 runs. Rouse with 114, and then Georgetown 113. Of course, those numbers coming into tonight's games. Right-handed pitch. Laces this one over to third base, but he should get him, and he does on a 5-3. It was Zach Gonzalez over to Sean Rosales. The two brothers out there, Galen, I believe. For the 5-3 ground out.
Mormon's now retired seven straight.
Coming to the plate, number 12, Jackson.
Just Jackson.
He didn't say his last name. It's Jackson Seosin.
Seosin.
Yeah.
He got it.
It took a while. Well, there's a story behind that. Adam left him off the lineup card today. He had to come up and add him. What was that?
They call a balk?
Okay, let's.
I guess it hit him. I didn't see that, Galen.
I didn't either.
Well, so
They sent him to base.
Now batting number 10.
because if it's a balk, you don't advance. You just get a ball if you're at bat, right?
Yeah.
So Seosin, I'm assuming a hit by a pitch, and that'll move us to 8th in the order. The left fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson. Noah is 1 for 1. Had this third and final run that we've seen so far
This
here
is
this
not
evening.
Noah. This is number 10 hitting. Jared Ross.
Oh, it is Jared Ross. Thank you. Pitch too low for Jared Ross, 1-0.
And we've got number 13 on deck, I believe. So
That would be, no, 19.
19, that would be Whittington.
Pitch on the way here called a strike, 1-1. There's virtually no wind here tonight, Galen. Had a little bit early, and now it's stopped.
It's hanging completely still.
Next pitch, too far outside of the reach, and that is Zachary Whittington on deck for Georgetown if we can get there.
I think he's probably the one you thought's playing second base.
2-1 count. Right-handed pitch on the way. This would hit over to right field, and that will be a base hit and possibly a double. We'll see if the runner will round third, and he'll stay at third. So a double for Jared Ross will advance Jackson Seosin over to third. Jared Ross will stand up at second
Now batting number 19, Zach Whittington.
for the double, and we move now to number 19, Zachary Whittington. Zachary Whittington, his 14th at-bat, 3 hits on the season, 3 RBIs, averages .231. Whittington, a right-handed hitter for the Eagles.
And Copo is on deck.
So again, 2 runners in scoring position here in the top of the 6th inning. It is 2 outs. I've seen a lot of times this year where Georgetown's did their damage on a 2-out situation. And here tonight, in the infield, talking things over. Actually, just the catcher and the pitcher and the first baseman for
And there's and the coach
Connally.
and the pitching coach.
Zachary Whittington on the plate now for your Georgetown Eagles as they hold on to a 3-0 lead here at the top of the 6th on 2 outs. Base runners on 2 and 3.
Yeah, we'll have a busy night tomorrow night at home in the regular season finale. I think we've got both senior night and parent night tomorrow night.
0-1 delivery on the way here. This one's going to ground over to the third baseman. He's not able to get on it, and that's going to be an error by the third baseman in E5. I would call it that, Galen.
Be interesting to see how. But they're not working that part of the scoreboard.
No, bases are. I thought bases were loaded for
No, they got
Georgetown.
first and third.
I thought we had runners on 2 and 3. I beg your pardon.
We had one came in from 3.
That's right. So we scored on that as well.
Seosin came in.
Thank you, Galen. 4-0 the score now, as that will bring in Jackson Seosin. And swinging his bat now, the top of the order, the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey, who is 0 for 3 this afternoon. Now Georgetown getting a little more breathing room. They needed something. They finally got one here. The pitch, though, called a strike here on the first one to Copo. 0-1. In top of the 6th inning, 2 outs. Georgetown leads 4-0. 0-1 delivery, trying to tag the runner over third. He's safe. Galen, something here at the House of Cougar. They have the senior numbers down along behind behind home plate. You see them there along the back wall here, if you want to call it that. It's pretty neat how they did that. Had their name and everything kind of stamped there on the field. 0-2 delivery. Georgetown going to be able to steal over to second. These Whittingtons stealing over to second, Galen.
You know, there's one thing. If you're interested in numerology, there's one thing interesting about the senior numbers. The first 5 numbers add up to 39. The 6th and 7th numbers add up to 39.
Well, Galen, that's pretty impressive that your brain crunched that. That's pretty awesome, Galen. 2-2 the delivery here. This one is hit up, and it will be a base hit and a 2-run scored by the Georgetown Eagles and a double. Give him the double, Galen?
I give him a double.
So Copo on a 2-2. Able to get a double over to second. He's going to bring in Jared Ross as well as Zachary Whittington. And Georgetown now coming alive here with 3 more additional runs in the top of the 6th inning. 2 more scored there, and the Eagles leading 6-0.
We're changing pitchers here.
Mason Mormon, a very game performance tonight. Give him a hand, folks.
Mason Mormon, as you just heard the public address announcer Scott Murphy, is folks here giving Mormon a nice round of applause as he
19's coming in.
not bad. So Mormon will call it here after a healthy full 5 innings, and then through, we'll call it 5 2/3, Galen.
And Michael Chavez is coming in to pitch.
He'll get his warm-up pitches. A lefty on the mound now for Connally.
And another change coming up in the lineup here in a minute is if we get to Cole Moore, he will not spot in the lineup. He will not be batting. It'll be Wesley Dixon. I think they took Cole out just to rest his battered foot there, where he took the foot or ankle, where he took the.
So Childress will be up to bat here for the Georgetown Eagles. Wyatt, the catcher tonight, number 20, is 0 for 3. His last 2 at bats in the 2nd and the 5th were a strikeout swinging and then one looking. He was out on a 1-3 in the 1st. We'll see if Wyatt can get one here tonight. His Eagles putting up 3 runs here in the top of the 6th, leading 6-0 live tonight here from the House of Cougar. Row, 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 row. Is that pretty good, Galen?
I think
no comment.
I think the other Cougars might vote you out of the band on that one. Nathan was shaking his head there. He didn't.
Nathan's been under a bug attack for the last 4 innings. He has been over here swatting away.
Do you remember the old character from Dick Tracy comics, or does that predate you?
Some of them, but I didn't read a lot of them.
There was a character named Flyface, and they'd always when when they drew him, there was always this thing of flies flying around his face.
It's kind of like Linus on
With his
Peanuts that always has the little
blanket,
the stinky symbols around him.
The batter is the
Poor
catcher,
guy.
number 20, Wyatt Childress.
I like the guy that always had the piano with him. It's
Yeah.
you know, you have that classic touch in there. Being a classical and opera music fan myself, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Are you on the 91.3? Simply beautiful. 91.3.
No, they've changed their format quite a bit. They play a lot more old pop music now than they do what they call beautiful music.
Chavez on the mound again, the left-handed pitcher for Connally, and he wants to talk things over briefly with his catcher, Jeffrey Padovic.
If you remember, Central Texas College, where 91.3 is based, they voted that they were going to kill a TV station, but they still haven't.
Huh.
They voted quite a few months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, to kill a TV station. They still haven't.
Well, I know they moved KCEN Television 6 there from Bruceville, Eddy area. They moved it to downtown Temple.
Yeah.
I always drove by that. There was a big tower out in the middle of nowhere on 35,
Yeah.
and they had the big Doppler radar right out in front of the studio.
We watch primarily at home. We watch one of the other stations out of Waco, but it's nice to have that local TV station now in Temple. It used to be owned by Mrs. Mayburn, who owned the Temple Telegram and the Killeen Daily Herald, but she sold it several years ago.
1-0 the early count here on Wyatt Childress, that last pitch, a ball. Again, top of the 6th we are, 2 outs. Georgetown leads 3-0. New pitcher just took the mound. That was his first pitch. Michael Chavez, number 19 for the Connally Cougars. Connally in their green jerseys tonight, their gray pants. Georgetown in the gray pants and gray jerseys with trim in blue. Chavez checks over his left shoulder, lets this one fly off the left hand, too far outside, 2-0.
It looks like we're having a dance contest out in the middle of the infield right now, with the shortstop and second baseman, the base runner. The umpire needs to get with the gig here.
Copo's out there breakdancing. Man, I bet he can. He's got the moves. They slowed the dance down now, Galen.
Yeah.
2-0 as he leads off. This one's going to ground, and Copo is going to reach over there on a wild pitch. And Copo almost thought about coming home. And, Galen, you talked about it. That ball came back, and it doesn't bounce back. It dies as soon as it hits the wall.
You got no force, nothing to produce force there. It just kind of absorbs. Are you going to bounce something off of cement or off of cotton? Which one is it going to be?
And I guess on that one you give him the wild pitch. He was on his way, though, but
it's a wild pitch.
He would have got it if they would have got him if they hadn't got away from it. A lot of judgmental calls in baseball, Galen. So there's room for a lot of arguing in baseball. .30 pitch. Got him looking here for a strike, 3-1.
Judge not that you be judged is not in the baseball Bible, because almost everything in baseball is a judgment of some kind.
Chavez with his back to third as a left-handed pitcher kicks up the right leg. Ooh. And walked him, base on balls. Runners on the corners now as this third inning rally continues for the Georgetown Eagles. We move to
Wesley.
Number 7 for Georgetown.
Actually, it's 22. It's 22, Wesley Dixon.
Oh, it is Wesley Dixon. Okay. I was looking at someone else out there.
Wesley came in defensively in the last inning.
Wesley Dixon here is 38th at bat, 14 hits, averages .378. He's got 7 RBIs on the season. Be a nice time for him to pick up 8 and 9 right here, Galen.
That'd be great.
Again, runners on the corners for Georgetown as Dixon now takes the mound in place of Colmore.
Colmore's got a clipboard down in the dugout. I just saw him.
First pitch on the way to Dixon will be a strike looking 0-1.
Ooh, there's a bus going by. It must be bringing the sub-varsity, the Pflugerville Connally sub-varsity back from their game at Georgetown.
I think that's the most excitement folks have seen. Everybody was staring at it for a while. Ooh, bus. Swing and a miss here. And Georgetown runner will stay at third. There's Cole Posey, 0-2.
There's one out there, there's been a whole one. Our bus has been out there the whole game in right field if anybody wanted to see a bus. Yeah. It's not very exciting. It's not moving very much.
We'll see, that one's moving. It has a flashing light on the top of it, Galen. Georgetown going to try to steal over here to, oh boy, and he's going to be left kind of hanging out here. He needs to get back over to one.
Yeah.
Then what they're trying to do is catch him off guard and get Copo to come in and score.
Yeah, right.
And he runs back over to first, and he's safe. We've seen that a couple of times this season where they have caught him off guard and been able to score on those, Galen. And Connally, they weren't scratching at that one. They knew what was up. 0-2 count here for Wesley Dixon. As Chavez on the mound for Connally. The pitch on the way. And that one looked high, but it dropped in at the last moment for a strikeout looking. And the third and final out, which will end this Georgetown rally. In this inning, though, Georgetown picking up 3 additional runs, now leading 6-0. And those runs coming, Galen, only off of 2 hits. There was 1 error in the inning and 2 left on base. As we are through 5.5, bottom of the 6 upcoming. Don't go anywhere, folks. Georgetown Eagle Baseball. The SHNSports.com broadcast network will continue in a few moments.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.
And it's not a safe situation.
Welcome back here to Connally High School as
it is not.
New pitcher on the mound for the Georgetown Eagles. I believe it's Grant Wood. Grant Wood, number 9. Now on the mound for Georgetown. Again, Grant Wood pitching 21.2 innings this season, has a 5-1 record. An ERA of 2.65. 28 strikeouts. He's thrown or allowed 8 base on balls this season. Again, Grant Wood. I just want to say it 3 or 4 times. Let it kind of sound in there. So a nice rotation here for Georgetown tonight. A lot of these young men getting plenty of opportunities here before postseason play. Of course, Georgetown one more game, that coming tomorrow night here at 19-5A versus these Connally Cougars back at Eagle Field. So we'll be away from the House of Cougar and back to the Eagle Field, Galen.
We'll be at the House of Foster.
The House of Foster.
Or is it the Foster home? We don't.
Bottom of the 6 we are. Georgetown leads 6-0. Leading off for the Connally Cougars will be the shortstop, number 6, Griffin Murphy. Griffin tonight 0 for 2.
I asked Foster earlier this evening about who he was going to start tomorrow. He said Smith, and then they'd bring in and let the seniors pitch if everything went well tomorrow night.
Right-handed hitter again for Connally, Griffin Murphy. First pitch on the way by Grant Wood, a strike. That's the way to start it out, young man. 0-1.
Oh, I dropped mine. It came.
I don't think the wind's blowing, so we should be okay now. This one's going to hit over to the second baseman on a 4-3 ground out.
The catcher, number 10.
It's number 19 out there.
Whittington.
That's Whittington. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, Galen. The wind's not blowing anymore. So the out there, Griffin Murphy on a 4-3 for the first out. Brings up third in the order, the catcher number 10. I believe that's Jeffrey Padovic.
Yes, it is.
Pitcher on the way here, called a strike, 0-1. Only thing here, Galen, my right leg is starting to fall asleep, man. You know, I'm 6'3", so a little cramped up here tonight. Have to turn sideways. It's more comfortable. 0-1 delivery. Got him again for a strike, looking 0-2.
You gonna go back to school and get an ice bath with Cole Moore?
Need to, yeah, that poor young man is going to be iced up tonight. You know, the other night I think we may have had 5 or 6 players from broadcasts that we were doing. All the young men getting tattooed the other night at a Rouse broadcast we were at. We've seen that also this season for Georgetown halfway through the season, as it was a tattoo frenzy going on there. Jackson Siosen, I believe, was the recipient of quite a few of those. No, it was Ryan Neich.
Yeah.
Surprised he was still able to stand after some of those games. That poor young man, the way he got hit. 1-2 the count here. 1-2 on 1 out. Grant Wood on the mound for the Georgetown Eagles, pitching to the catcher, number 10, Jeffrey Padovic of Connally. And time is called here, this time by Wyatt Childress. He's going to head up to the mound and talk things over with Grant Wood.
Baseball, Austin, Texas, y'all.
Austin, Texas, y'all.
Well, the Bugs continue to fight Nathan over here. We're continuing to bring the broadcast to you. Thanks for joining us.
Nathan has promised us he'll leave the Bugs here in Austin when we head north.
Still got a little baseball left here tonight, folks. This one a grounder again, and Grant Wood, after starting out, he is trying to still find his rhythm here in this ball game. 2-2 the count. Grant Wood pitching to Jeffrey Padovic. Again, here in the bottom of the 6th, 1 out, nobody on for Connally. This one going to be hit way over the fence on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2. Two-two delivery. This is a base hit right up the middle.
That's a base hit for Jeffrey Padovic.
Well, Padovic will reach on a hit, and Galen, that is only the 4th hit this evening for Connally.
Padovic has 2 of them.
Yep, he's got the 2. So on a 2-2, Padovic will reach to first as he hit that one right up the middle. Matthew McMillan, the right fielder, number 8, the left-handed hitter. So the right fielder, a left-hander. He is 0 for 2 this evening, out on a 5-3 in the second, that had an error and left stranded, or caught stealing actually in the 4th after the error. Pitch on the way here, high and outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Where's Chester Charge from the Astros? I saw. Charge.
1-0, swing and a miss.
1-1.
Evens it up at 1-1. I hear the strikes are coming right around the base.
Ah, Mr. Cash. Nice to see you here tonight.
1-1. A right-hand delivery, swing and a miss again. And those strikes will keep on coming right up off that mound.
Have I told you how many times I enjoyed your concert when I was in Folsom Prison?
I'm glad you got out, Galen.
I used to live there in Sacramento, California when I was a little kid, and we were pretty close to Folsom.
1-2 the count here. Gaff, I beg your pardon, losing my talk up here as Childress heads over to talk things with Grant Wood.
It's hard to switch from Johnny Cash to Rob Hipp, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. Well, 1-2. We'll see if we can keep those strikes a coming and get it out of here. Again, base runner on 1 for Connally. The pitch on the way, and dropped him in looking for the second out as Grant Wood coming alive for Georgetown here in the 6th.
baseman number 4, Zach Rosales.
Zach Rosales, the third baseman. Number 4 again, Zach Rosales now at the mound, or at the base for Connally. He is 0 for 2 at bat. Pitch on the way, too high, 1-0. Times the way those names are called throws me off, Galen. Getting the base runner still at first for Connally. Right-handed pitch on the way, pulls back. Georgetown wanting a strike there. They didn't call it, 2-0. Well, Galen, we need those strikes a coming right up off that mound. Throw that strike and let's get to the bottom of the 6th round. I hear those strikes are coming. All right, we're done, Galen. That was enough. Swing and a miss. Got him. See, it works, though, Galen.
You mentioned strike, though. Everybody may just walk off the field and think it's one of those kind of strikes, you know. That seems to be the ones in style right now.
But right now you still get paid when you strike. 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss again. The strikes coming off the hot hand of Grant Wood at the moment.
As Dizzy Dean used to say, unbutton your shirt and take a good cut.
2-2. 2-2 delivery on the way. They got him again, swinging. Grant Wood, everyone, for Georgetown, stepping on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Allowed 1 hit, but other than that, back-to-back strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We're through 6, the final frame as it stands. Upcoming, we'll keep it right here, Galen, as we move to the top of the 7th inning.
We're down to the last gasp for Connally. And I'd say the odds are against them scoring 6 runs, especially if Grant Wood stays in the game.
Well, at this point of the game, you know, you got to see. We start reviewing here another one of those well-rounded nights for Georgetown. You got to look here and say who tonight could be the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle player of the game, Galen.
It's true.
It's almost one of those that's up for grab. You can pick anybody tonight. We haven't talked to Noah Thompson this year, have we?
Nope.
We may pick Thompson. It's one of those that's really up for grabs tonight, Galen. Everybody's contributed. Everybody here has contributed equally, really, in my opinion, Galen. Some great pitching on the mound, of course, starting things off for Wesley Gafford. Zane Haas coming in there as well, but I'm almost leaning tonight towards Noah Thompson. He was 1 for 2. Had a stolen base, came around and scored that 3rd run in the 2nd. Other than that, I mean, there's not really anything on the line that stands out. It's been another one of those valiant team efforts.
And you really don't have time to interview the whole team.
No, we don't. Well, again, leading off for Georgetown here in the top of the 7th inning will be Ryan Neitch. Ryan is 1 for 3 this evening. Had a fielder's choice and out on a 6-4 the first. Had a hit and a stolen base, but left stranded in the 3rd, and then a pop out to center in the 5th.
We got some scoring potential in this inning with the people that are coming up.
We may get a Rouse score update, Nathan, if you don't mind, here in just a few moments. Again, Rouse tonight in Bastrop. I know that game, not really many implications, but Bastrop, they'd like to get a win here before their season is over. 0-1 the early count here on Ryan Neitch as he looked at that one.
I'll tell you what, Cedar Parkwood sure likes Bastrop to win tonight.
Yeah. There is minor implications on the table. 0-1 delivery, too low. That one bounces around town. 1-1.
See, that's another bounce you get off that padded thing down there. Is it doesn't come off straight. It comes off. That came off at a real strange angle, like if you threw a beach ball off your pillow or something.
Pitch here on the way, called a ball, 2-1.
That pitch came in at about 45 miles an hour, I think.
Rouse is leading 7-0 in the top of the 7th there at Bastrop. Two one again, too low. 3-1.
Well, if they get beat, they clinch 8th place. Bastrop clinches 8th place if they get beat tonight. They're still 1 game ahead of Eastview.
Tough season for Bastrop, but I always, as we've talked about, the hospitality here in this district, especially the folks in Bastrop, some of the nicest people that we travel to, and always appreciate our friends down there in Bastrop County. Delivery here.
Ooh.
Drops in for the strike. Beautiful pitch on a 3-1. Will bring it even now, or full count at 3-2.
You know, if you get beat, there's some consolation. You can get in the car and go over to the Southside Market,
Well, no, because they close by the time the game's over.
That's true.
Yeah, so, Whataburger it is. You'll have to wait till the next morning. Payoff pitch too low, walked him. So the leadoff walk for Ryan Neitsch will take us to the third baseman. Is it Jeffrey David?
Yes.
It is.
You could get one of those torpedoes you got the last time we were there that had
No shoving.
it had all that stuff in it, the jalapenos and the sausage and the tuna fish or whatever else was in there.
Scott Murphy up in the booth just announced it's half off now of the food. We're up here calling a game, so we don't get any of those good burgers they cook here. But they do cook some good burgers. I had one last year here at Connally. A base runner on 1, Ryan Neitsch, who reached on that base on balls moments ago. Jeffrey David, the right-handed hitter for Georgetown, now at bat. Kick up the left-handed pitch by Chavez. Got him looking at it for a strike, 0-1. David England sent us some more pictures of the view of the skyline tonight, or the sunset, as he saw it on his screen there from our camera.
He's going to make it the second.
0-1 the count, and he does steal. Ryan Neitsch is safe there for another stolen base. That is his second one of the night. And Galen on the season now for Ryan Neitsch, as he's having a good night here. That is Ryan's 27th stolen base, leading Georgetown this season.
There he's going again.
He's trying to steal 3. This one is going to be hit over to left field, and it will drop fair. That will bring in Ryan Neitsch, and rounding the base, and he'll stay standing at second, is Jeffrey David. The double for David, bringing in the ribeye. Ryan Neitsch is going to put a little more meat on the board now, and it's 7-0 Georgetown, a commanding lead here in the top of the 7th inning. So still no outs here. That'll bring up Logan Drake. Georgetown a commanding 7-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Logan Drake for the Eagles is 0 for 2 this evening. Runner in scoring position is Jeffrey David after that hit out to left field moments ago, right near the 318 mark. This pitch is going to be a ball, 1-0.
And Jackson Seosin is on deck. He's actually one of the few players that have stood in the actual on-deck circle, I think, tonight.
Good on-deck percentage.
Yes. You realize that Adrian Beltray was ejected from a game for moving the on-deck circle.
Jared Pierce, and shout out to Jared Pierce from his family and grandparents down in Concan, Texas, down on the old Frio. Appreciate the Pierce family as always down there in Concan. Thank you for your message this evening. Again, if you've got a shout out on a strike and a miss or swing and a miss here by Logan Drake to even it at 1-1, feel free to send us a text message to the SHN fan line. That line is open. We'd love to hear your shout outs and call out your favorite athlete out there on the field, whether you're a Georgetown or even a Connally fan. You can text us at 512-522-9105. 512-522-9105.
He's on his way.
The 1-1, and Neitsch, will he get to the base or will he be out? He is safe. Another stolen base now, 3 tonight for Ryan Goodnight.
That actually was Mr.
No, that was Jeffrey David.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was Jeffrey David. Thank you, Galen. Knights is the one who was the
He's
recipient
already
of
scored. We're not going to take his run back.
He was the recipient of the good medium rare steak moments ago. 1-2 the count here, Logan Drake.
I just remembered we never got our steaks we were talking about yesterday. We got the tube steaks, but not the
1-2 delivery. And drops in as he got him looking for the strikeout. That is the first out of this inning. That one on Logan Drake. As he looked at it, it'll bring up the right fielder beg your pardon, it'll bring up the number 12, Jackson Seosin. Seosin was hit by a pitch in the 6th, able to come around and score, though, on the 4th run of the evening. As the infield talks things over now at the mound for Connally. On deck is Jared Ross. And Jackson Seosin just casually hanging out with the umpire, Galen.
that's a good pose there. That's a good pose there. He looks good leaning on the bat there.
They're just having a good casual conversation with the ump.
Swinging the bat around like it's a toothpick. The third baseman is doing a little groundskeeping down there by his territory. Everybody's ready to resume action here.
Back in action we are. Ground over to third, and Georgetown base runner going to try to get back in time. And that is an out. Wow, what a play. Did they call that a double play?
Yes.
They did. A tag out there on third, and then a pitch over to first for the double play. So David is out, and then Jackson Seosin is out from the 5-3. For the third out, Galen. Wow, what a play on the defense. So Georgetown, though, getting 1 run here on 1 hit.
No
errors, and nobody left on.
That's true. And we're down to the
last 3
outs. And Grant Wood is back on the mound.
We'll keep things right here, folks. Again, thanks for joining us tonight. Georgetown Eagle Baseball on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki. Nathan Height here with us as well at beautiful Connally Cougar High School here at the House of the Cougar.
Wesley Gafford's getting pretty close to his 2nd win of the season.
One day we'll invest in the headphones, Galen, where when you flip this up, it cuts off the microphone. We're going to get those ones. That's what the pros use. I mean, these aren't your super high-end, but these are your mid-level headsets. And something real important to Carl and I when we started SHN was we really wanted to make sure that the audio quality, that was first and foremost the thing of most importance to us. It just adds to the professional level of the broadcast. And, you know, we invested pretty heavily in the headsets. And these are good headsets. They're great Audio-Technica headsets. But you can definitely tell a difference from a $50 or $60 headset to a headset that's considerably more than that. Leading off, Galen.
Is
that Eric Villarreal?
Oh, it should be. It's his position in the lineup. Or it may be Mormon's still hitting.
Yeah, it's number 11. It is Mason Mormon. And on the mound for Georgetown is still Grant Wood, I believe.
Yes.
Grant Wood early 1-0. Taps this one up for a foul off the back of the base. And the count at 1-1. Everybody getting a little antsy here. They're wanting this one to get over with, Galen. Pitch on the way, a strike, 1-2. Good pitch by Grant Wood.
Well, I got to say that my hind quarter would probably agree with that right now.
That's why I've been wiggling around. Pitch here pulled back too low, 2-2 even. I'll give a shout out to Mr. Tadlock as he hooked us up with 2 cheers. Nathan has one, and Nathan's not using the chair down there. I've got mine, boy, and it really helps on the back, I tell you. So, again, a shout-out to Mr. Tadlock. Thank you for the stadium seats. First time I've used them this year.
We won't need him tomorrow, hopefully.
2-2 delivery.
Oh,
Drops in, looks at it for the strikeout. That is another great pitch, young man. Grant Wood on the mound.
Coming to the plate, it's the first baseman, number 18, Sean Rosales.
I didn't know this. This may be Jackson Siosa. I don't want to give false information here, but one of the young men had to receive stitches in his ear. Was hit by a pitch and the helmet broke. Did you hear about that, Galen? Got a text message there. Thank you for that coming in. Some information there coming in from some of our SHN fans listening in. Another shout out coming tonight to Jared Ross, grandparents of Jared Ross. 1-1 count here as it stands for Sean Rosales. The 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Grant Wood, boy, he is putting the flame behind it now, Galen.
he wants to go home and have his Whataburger, which I'm going to do on my way home.
Swing and a miss, got him for back-to-back strikeouts now. This one swinging for the second. 2 up, 2 down. That'll move us to the left fielder, number 23, Ian Guthrie.
You realize that's 4 consecutive strikeouts now.
Pitch on the way to Guthrie. Grant Wood making a case here for the player of the game.
Yeah. I think the dog ought to be player of the game. He's been real nice the whole game.
But you want to know the count. Next one on the way called strike 1-1.
I'd almost have to give it to him if he strikes this guy out 5 straight.
He hasn't been a player of the game yet this season. I don't believe, has he?
I don't think so. Oh, good play by the coach.
The coach there doesn't count as the out, though. 1-2.
That was a good play. Reached out there barehanded. Setting a new standard for the third base coaches there.
Next pitch, swing and a miss. Got him. Gary, I think we have a new player of the game, Galen.
Yeah.
Grant Wood coming in and striking out 5 in a row. And the Georgetown Eagles securing the victory here tonight with a final score of 7-0. We'll head down and talk things over with Coach Adam Foster as the Eagles improve to 15-0. Connally falls tonight. SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles will continue in a few moments.
Have you realized that you don't have to run near as far tonight to get down there? And that means I don't have to talk as much.
Well, Galen, I will make my way down there to talk things over with our SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle player of the game, Grant Wood. I believe Grant, number 9, down there, throwing 5 strikeouts in a row to end this one. So I'll head down there at this time, Galen.
He faced 7 batters, gave up 1 hit.
What was it, Galen? He faced what?
7 batters, gave up 1 hit. Last 5 strikeouts.
Well, Rob Hipp down here on the field. Can you hear me up there, Galen? Thumb up. Galen Wellnicki's got me. I'm down here with Georgetown our Georgetown Eagle SHN Sports Player of the Game, Mr. Grant Wood, wearing number 9, standing tall tonight on that mound. Grant, I know coming in here, things starting out, wouldn't say great, but wouldn't say bad for you guys. You know, you led 3-0, and then things really coming alive at the end of the game. And you coming in after 2 pitchers, doing a great job, though. I think 7 batters, if I'm not mistaken, only allowing 1 hit, but you struck out 5 in a row. Tell us about how you felt up there on the mound tonight, young man.
On the mound, I felt pretty good because, I have White behind the plate, and White's a really good catcher. White's spotting the pitches well, helping me out behind the plate. So it's pretty easy to do. So, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Pierce.
See, I think a lot of these young men here have seen the new Texas A&M.
Stop. Shout out Perry the Platypus.
See, I think Grant, I think that's the Texas A&M interview that's starting to get to everybody, young man. Well, hey, it just shows the brotherhood of your teams out here. You guys now improved to 15-0 in District 19-5A. You've got to feel really happy with where you're at right now. One last game against Connally back at home, and then the playoffs start. Tell us about your confidence right now and how the team feels going into the playoffs. I know you got one more, but tell us about how you're feeling at the moment.
Well, our most important game is coming up this next weekend, so we can't really relax because we have a very important game coming up soon. So, Coach Foster said this is a warm-up game for our biggest game of our lives on next Saturday. So, first round to be tough, so we got to be ready to play.
Final question here. I forgot to talk about this. You know, during the bye week, y'all played Stony Point. What was that like getting a win versus a very good and capable Stony Point Tiger team?
It brought a lot of confidence to the team as a whole because, being a 6A team and the 6A team, their caliber, it brings a lot of confidence to the team. Adds a lot of brotherhood to the team, too. So
I think, and Galen can give me a thumb up or thumb down, I think 18 wins in a row now. If you look back at that somewhere around, Galen says no, 19 wins in a row. 19? 20? Anyways, it's a lot of wins in a row. So, well, again, Grant Wood, our SHN Sports Player of the Game. Hey, before you go, though, the camera's up there on you, man. Who do you want to give a shout-out to, send some love to tonight, man?
Shout out to Jackson Champion, Jared Pierce, and shout out to my boy behind the plate, Wyatt Childress.
Awesome. We appreciate it. As we will talk to Coach Foster here in just a few moments. Galen, how many is it? Is it 20 or higher? How many wins in a row? 19? I can't hear you, Galen, so I don't know. He just gave me thumb. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We've got a lot under the belt. Down here, Rob Hipp with Coach Adam Foster. Coach, quickly, I know y'all are trying to get out of here.
Pick me up. If one dude walks over here to smack me on the rear end, you're fixing to get a wrestling match on SHN.
I know they probably know better than that, Coach. Well, hey, now 15-0 here in 19-5A. Connally wanted to fight tonight. They had a little bit of a run early, but y'all were able to hold on and keep the lead all night. How did you feel about the victory here, improving to 15-0, Coach?
We're a little rusty at first. We've taken the last 3 days off. It was our bye week last week, so we gave the guys a little time to heal and recover. And I was a little worried that we were going to come out a little slow, and we really didn't. We scored 3 in the top of the second, and then Wesley threw freaking awesome, and then Grant came in. Zane Haas threw really well, so that was really, really good to see tonight.
I was going to mention that. Wesley Gafford starting out great tonight, and then able to get Zane Haas some action. Had to feel pretty good with Zane being able to get him a few tosses out there on the mound as well, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get guys ready for the big time in a week or so.
Coach, still one more game. I know you want to take care of that. A win is very important, I know, to y'all, not only to go undefeated, but you want to go into the playoffs with a win. Talk about the mentality of this team right now, looking for the 16-0 heading into the playoffs. How do you feel with the way Georgetown has performed so far?
Well, we've done really well. We're going to have a long layoff between now and our playoff game. We've got one tomorrow, and then we'll have a 9-day layoff before us playing again. So we're going to have to get after each other for a little while in some scrimmages and be ready for the playoffs.
So, Coach, just to answer a question you mentioned briefly about the playoffs, so nothing starting this weekend as of now. Is that correct? No games, no playoff games throughout the remainder after tomorrow night?
No, it'll start a week from Thursday.
So that is a long time, Coach. So I know y'all will be out there swinging some balls and keeping things going and trying to crack some. But, again, Coach, appreciate you. Been a great season and a true honor, privilege, and blessing as always, Coach.
Honored to have you, man. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Once again, Coach Adam Foster down here post-game, as I will send it back up to the legend of Georgetown, Galen Wellnicki. Back up to you, my man. Well, Galen, as always, man, you know what, Galen? I didn't have your mic turned up that entire time.
Really?
No. I didn't know you were turned down. I left you on. I don't know what happened. Well, what were you saying, Galen? Sorry about that.
Nothing really important.
Well, if you don't mind, summarize a few of the things as I was heading back up here.
Okay, the big thing I think is you got to keep the momentum. You need to win tomorrow night, and then you got to do things to keep the momentum going for 9 days. And there's no guarantee that the first game of the playoffs would be on Thursday and not Friday. You'd want to play on Thursday, but there's no guarantee. And also, but the 25A, which we play in by district, they don't end their season till Friday night, so they'll only have a 6-game layout at the most.
Well, that's good news for me because I was worried about Southwestern wanting us to produce their SCAC softball tournament, not calling play-by-play, but producing that. So now I'll be able to produce that event because we don't have anything going on with Georgetown. So that's kind of a big brush off my shoulder.
This weekend?
This weekend. And that's Poppy Festival weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll see baseball tomorrow, and then we won't see baseball again until May, Galen.
Yeah.
But as you heard, Coach, that's an unbelievable amount of time that we're going to take in between that. But that's the way it goes, 9 days of rest.
You don't really have time to pick up you room in the schedule. You played your maximum number of games, so you don't have time to pick up another game and play a game.
No.
A game on Friday.
Plus, I don't think you'd want to do that anyways. If you're thinking about you want to keep your guys safe and everything and not injury-free, you don't want to go pick up a non-district game before you head into the into the championship play or state playoff run, if you will. So
that used to be a fairly common practice in basketball, but the teams have pretty much quit doing that now.
Yep. Well, Galen, again, a fun one up here. I appreciate you as always and all the fine work that you do for us. I couldn't do it without you, partner, so thank you for being up here with me all season. And so we look to go 16-0 on the home field. The multiple camera angles will be back. David England and crew will be joining us. We appreciate everyone throughout the SHN family. On behalf of Galen, Wellnicki, I'm Rob Hipp. Georgetown improves now 15-0 and 19-5A play, looking for the shutout as they try to run the table in the district. They've already won that district outright, but they want to finish it up with a win as we head into the playoffs. Remember to keep up with us on SHN Sports on Twitter for the latest and more. We will have playoff scenarios and all that we can feed you as we get that information. On behalf of everyone at SHN Sports, again, your happy final score tonight, Georgetown 7, Connally 0 here at Connally High School. As I always like to say, friends, remember we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, so provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Once again, your final happy score tonight, Georgetown 7, Connally nothing. We will see you on Tuesday, tomorrow night at Georgetown High School. God bless everyone, and good night from Connally High School.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.